We have a great show lined up for you tonight. We have Ian Kane and Matt Taff, who are the producers of the upcoming Cyberpunk thriller Emergence 2028. But before we get into that, let's first welcome them both to the show and get to know them a little. Hey, guys, welcome to the show. So glad you can make it.
Appreciate you having us on and taking the time.
Yeah, I'm glad I found you guys on Instagram, where I initially found you. Of course, you're everywhere, YouTube. You have some websites, Dreamflight Entertainment. We're going to get into Emergence 2028, but I wanted to know a little bit about you guys first. So, Ian, let's start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your history? Like, who are you?
Yeah, sure. I'm from San Francisco originally, and then I was I was a big geek growing up, playing a lot of tabletop role-playing games and stuff, and I was drawing my own comics, creating my own comic
nice.
And stuff. And then I kind of went to the military and kind of got bigger and stuff, and so I wasn't this frail beanpole anymore. But I was still an inner geek.
Nerd.
I've always been the geek thing, just never left. So I always say I'm a manly coding with inner geek, because I really think that I went in the military, stayed there for a while. I got out, did some private contracting, a military private contractor, and after that I was like, I just want to come home, because I was going overseas. I was still going overseas for PMC work. So I just said I want to come home, and I came back to California. I lived in New York for a little bit, and then I just came back here again. I love California. That's where I'm from. And I think I'm like the fourth generation Californian family.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yeah. So that's basically me in a nutshell. No exciting, prison break stories or anything like that.
It was like a couple years in prison. No.
Right. Yeah. I tried to jump out of the window one time when I was, my mommy didn't give me a Tootsie Roll. Nothing like that. It's just pretty,
that's fine. No. I get the background. Like, Matt, so what about yourself? Where do you come from, and how did you get to pre-entertainment you?
Me? I grew up in El Segundo. Just always want to get entertainment somehow, like creating, being part of something, and just wanted to, just be part of something. I've done about every job in Hollywood, kind of in some way. And I met Ian, by the way. We met 10 years ago.
Almost 11 years now.
Yeah, almost
11 years. Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. Sort of, I've been kind of going to different things. Okay, so like the short of it is, I went to like California Long Beach for writing, and then marketing, and then I was interning. Assistant literary, talent agent assistant. Then I was in reality TV while doing like transcribing, logging, and assistant editing. Then I go to editing. Then I go to the show called The Bay. It's a soap. I ended up being a post producer or a producer over post. I won a daytime Emmy a couple years ago. And then this whole time I've been kind of talking back and forth with Ian, and then finally we get something off the ground here. Ian's like, let's do this, Cyberpunk movie for real. We get together, over the last couple of years, and we really got this going here, and it's great, And we did a short together. We did a short together about 10 years ago. I was edited. I had met Ian as editor initially, and I edited a short film.
Yeah, I basically was when I was in the military, I was creating skits, like comedy skits and stuff like that. That's what I did with my overseas pay. Is I got camera, I got camera, and this was back in the standard def days, the old Canon XL, I think it was.
XL1S, I had one.
Oh yeah, okay, I had one of those. So
beautiful camera, beautiful camera.
All right, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it was.
I do. Yeah.
And then because I was inspired by the Wayans brothers, because those guys really kind of had nothing, and then they came up out of nowhere, and they were like maxing out, credit cards to make "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker" and stuff. So when I got out, I got another camera, and I just started shooting on the streets of downtown. I was making a documentary about Hollywood and living it, how people come here and stuff. This was back in like 2008, 2009. So I did this. One of my first films, official films, was a short film, horror film called The Visitor. and that was back in 2014, and that was one of Matt's first editing jobs. So
yeah, literally right out of that, we went back to editing school. If I could sorry, yeah, we went back to editing school. Like the week later, I found Ian, and it was great.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we've been buddies, but there was a gap because we kept in touch, but he was doing a lot of stuff, and I was doing a lot of stuff, and I was doing some film stuff, but I was writing books. I have a book series as well, sci-fi.
Yeah, I want to get into that.
So we finally, just like Matt said, we just recently, like 2.5 years ago, I came up with this. Well, it has to do with the book. This is my series, Fading Empires. So it's I don't know if you can see it, Twilight of Colossus. And it's so this takes place in 2083. Sorry, my webcam sucks, but
no, we're gonna put pictures up of it in the edit.
Okay.
And I should point out that book and links to it on Amazon can be found on dreamflightentertainment.com, right?
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, and Ian Kane books.
Totally. Oh, you froze there a little bit.
So I knew that I wanted to do something to do with the book and fit into a film. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I knew I wanted to do something with the book. Like I wanted to make some type of film with it, but I couldn't. I knew it would be way too much to do something. I was 2083, too far in the future, because I have a lot of super advanced stuff in Fading Empires. So I said, why don't I just dial it back 65 years in the.
Oh, you froze a little bit. Cool. Yeah, let's not let it go totally in silence. I did want to. Oh, you're back. You're moving again.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if it's my thing or what.
All right.
No worries.
But so you brought it closer to now. For realistically, filming reasons, it's harder to create a whole new world versus one that kind of looks like ours.
Precisely, and it was that was just the thing. That was just pure like a money thing, but also I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool to make something closer to our reality timeline, because it's something that almost could be kind of cautionary, like an alternate of where we could go if things kind of keep getting so crazy, So yeah.
While Terminator touched on that spark moment of the cyberpunk life happening, or the world, even though it wasn't cyberpunk, it went post-apocalyptic. But very few cyberpunk authors or stories talk about the moments into. And I think the Babbage engine, I think it's one of Campbell's books. Anyway, I remember very few people concentrated on the moment, where our lives do kind of go into that. Where the worlds kind of collide. Like cyberpunk has always been 100 years down the road, but what about getting into that 100 years? What does that look like? And that's one of the things that drew me to this too.
Yeah, and I also, since this is an alternate reality, we have a lot of creative license to move around, but it's also combines elements of retrofuturism. So this is a world where, for instance, China took over Taiwan already, and so the microchip whole thing is so basically it's kind of late 80s and 90s technology. So for instance, you'll see Eric Roberts' character Luther, he prefers old school technology. So you'll see he has a phone with a cord on it, and you'll see some of the screens are black with green fonts. So you remember Alien, the first Alien? So that's retrofuturism, because it has this old 80s technology, I think VHS tapes and stuff, or 8-track tapes, but they're way in the future, So it combines elements of it combines a boombox. They have a boombox in there. So
that's one of my favorite things about Fallout. It's two things mashed together. Right. It's retrofuturism from how they thought the future was going to look like, and I like that. Yeah. Well, let's go with this. If we're gonna make a different world, let's make a different world.
That's exactly what. Because Matt and I went to see what was that at the Academy thing?
Yeah, we ended up going to the. Yeah, it's funny. We went to the screen, and Ian had never seen barely knew game or whatever. And I was like, yeah, look at this, just a huge show. Fallout is kind of picked up on the retrofuturism vibes that we're going to Emergence, and it's like, whoa.
I know about the game, but I didn't know about the TV series.
Yeah.
So
right.
I kind of knew about the retrofuturism stuff because but seeing it in a TV series was kind of like, whoa, this is really interesting.
Yeah, they really make it a thing.
So it's kind of like the closest thing I think to Emergence 2028 out there, because there really isn't any other retrofuturism out there. It's mainly just straightforward sci-fi. Mm-hmm.
Maybe an occasional weird Star Trek episode.
Okay.
Yeah, like Data dressed up as a cowboy sort of thing.
Right, time travel. That's kind of more time travel, though, isn't it?
Well, we did do a holodeck episode or something along, like, but no universe dedicated to it outside of yours and Fallout.
Good. I mean, Fallout's probably the first example done where people get it, like, so that's good though. It's been a precedent, sort of people like, okay, I kind of get, like,
yeah.
We put on the pitch deck actually similarities a little bit, Fallout. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think it shows that it could work and people can enjoy it.
It puts retrofit back out there. Right. It's not this super niche kind of thing anymore. It's something that is commercially viable.
Yeah, and you're definitely doing a different thing in a very different way from that.
That's different though.
Yeah, so
I love like 80s and 90s movies a lot. So
sure,
it's kind of like a personal thing. I just wanted to. I just love like 80s, 90s movie, like To Live and Die in LA.
Yeah, we love that.
Michael Mann stuff, and so I was like, wow, I can make.
Yeah, one of my you pause a little bit. I might talk over a little bit, but one of my very early guests that I absolutely had to have was Diane Franklin, who played the princess on Bill and Ted. She was the French girl in Better Off Dead. I had to talk to her, and I could get her, and that's the kind of 80s nerd I am. I'm like, can I talk to her? I want her on the show. Like,
that's also why we went for some of the legacy casting with Bai Ling and Eric Roberts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we got to go with some legacy casting because the fans are gonna know.
Yes.
Roberts, Bai Ling, and
yeah, they're from the 80s.
You have an incredible cast. Just going through some of the quick names, I had to write them down just because, like, the cast. I want to ask you how you got this cast first off, but Isaac Singleton as well.
Oh, great! Yeah,
Mandalorian, and also the first Deadpool. He was in.
And
so it's interesting how these guys they were in movies that are kind of coming back, or they're popular.
Influenced you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've always been an Eric Roberts fan. I always loved Bai Ling and all her stuff. I didn't really know too much about Isaac Singleton, but then I did a lot of research on it, of course. And Matt and I took him out to lunch back 2 years ago, and he was like, "Oh, Isaac Singleton." I was, "Oh wow, this guy's really got a presence, this really huge guy." So we took him out to lunch. Yeah, we took him out to lunch in I think it was West Hollywood or Hollywood, but we met him, and he's this really gregarious guy, and very he's like a big teddy bear kind of, really smart guy. But we had a blast with him, and so he's like, "Yeah, I'll be on there." Yeah, so he plays this. What's that?
I was just gonna say these people are. We're sort of fortunate we had sort of a personal connection through things we worked on and stuff. Just sort of, or people we sort of knew to sort of.
Oh yeah.
Meet them, but then we had to do just more of that. We had to like repeatedly talk to them a few times and such, and to get this going. Did not go through agents. Let me tell you, we did not even go through agents to get them. So
just a really good elevator speech.
Very fortunate, very cool.
Well, it's really like Matt said, we met some of these folks through other people. Like we brought Paris Dillon on board. He's a great actor. He plays one of the main characters. He's been a great guy. He's co-producer as well, co-director. We went to one of his screenings for this horror film that he did a couple years ago, and then Eric Roberts and his wife Eliza were there, and so Matt and I were kind of kidding around, like, okay, you go for Eric, I'll go for Eliza, and let's chat them up and see if we can make this work. And they liked our pitches, and so it worked out.
Eric goes,
nice people.
Eric goes, I want to play a bad guy. He just goes, I want to play a bad guy. That was his little request. And it's like, perfect. That's what we saw you as, bad guy.
Seems like a done deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like the fact you and that's something we had to do with this show, and I don't want to bring it. The show's about you right now, but we had to do that. Like to reach out to you, you have to have the guts to go and do it. Do you believe in what you're doing? Yes. Then you can go ahead and ask people because you're not out to embarrass yourself or them. I think good people will come to you and say yes if they can. I understand there's people literally every hour that they're awake, they can make money. They don't need to, involve me in their life. But like you can make these connections all just by asking and being a good person and expecting the same in return. So like
closed mouths don't get fed.
There's someone we won't name, but we were a fan of theirs and we kind of had a connection. We asked them if they wanted to do it, and another legacy person, and they were interested at first, but they passed, and we got over it. It's okay, but but you just gotta have the balls to go out there, and just
You just have to. You don't stop. Like you keep going, and when you believe in yourself, and you believe in what you're doing, you believe in with your project, you're basically indestructible. You fall down 99 times, you get up 100, and so I'm sure you're kind of the same way. It sounds like it. And,
right now, I freely admit to anybody who asks, we don't have a lot of viewers. We will.
Yeah,
we're talking to the right people. We're doing the right things, and I think that you keep putting it out there and you keep fighting for it. It will come. You learn a little every interview. I learn something new every day that you're doing this movie. You're learning something new. Every contact you make, you meet somebody new, and that's what we're doing. And I love it. I actually do love the learning process of doing it as well.
Well, I'm glad we're going to be like in the. Sorry, my camera's.
It fits with the rain theme of our background, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I was going to say the whole vibe's together, man. I would not worry about that.
And
this is about as.
I keep glitching out like I'm in a cyberpunk scene.
Totally.
A little bit.
People are going to think we did this on purpose. It's a filter.
Yeah, exactly. It's oh man, you got a filter.
Let's roll with it. Hey, Speaking of vision and how things tie together, I have to ask this question because I have both of you, and it's been bugging me. I've talked to people all throughout production, and I'm still not quite sure the difference between executive producer and producer. That's the first thing, and the second one. Let's start with the second one. When an editor, Matt, you're an Emmy-winning editor. When you have a vision for how the film or the project should look, and the director doesn't have the same vision, who wins that battle? Or how do you come to an agreement? Because you have the experience and the award to prove that you know what you're doing. But if you're like, we need to make that a couple seconds shorter, and the director's like, no.
Well, there's a few things I should clear up.
First
off, the award. Well, I gotta say the award I won was for post producing, not really editing.
Okay, I thought it was editing. I apologize.
Okay, that's okay. The second thing is I'm a co-editor. We had another editor also on the film, Adam Jones. So we split that, and he actually did a lot of the editing, probably a little more than me. So I gotta admit that. I mean,
sure, absolutely, yeah.
So he was actually a little more of the editor, but It's Ian's vision. It's Ian's vision. Yeah. It's just
that's.
I don't push back again. Well, usually me and you will agree anyway. About visual stuff. Anyway, that hasn't been like a fight anyway.
No, I'm not looking for fight stuff. I'm just like, how do you get to that settlement sometimes? If you're like, I think it needs to be short, because even on this show, sometimes we're editing, even the intro sometimes like that's too long. And Josh is like, I like it. I want to get that message through. So I'm curious about like in a more formalized, not necessarily even this movie.
Honestly, there hasn't been that many fights about the content. I think there's been a few things I mentioned. We'll talk about. Maybe we could try that. Right, Ian?
Matt kind of makes he'll make a suggestion or something like, oh, maybe it'd be cool,
stuff like that.
To maybe cut a little sooner, and then we can show the disco ball or something, and then I'll be like, okay, cool, because I know he's got a lot of experience doing stuff, so we never really have an adversarial.
Usually I'll kind of do. You kind of trust the editing actually, because he knows I'm an awesome editor and everything.
Yeah.
And then we also have a notes from we also let Paris is a co-producer, co-director. He throws in some notes too. And
we pass around we'll post a doc, and we'll have like everyone can kind of look at it. I'm a pretty collaborative type of guy, so I like talk to. I like, even with the actors and stuff, I'll, like Anthony Preston, one of our great actors, he's a soap actor. He's a big soap actor. He was in he's Days of Our Lives, all these, but he's a great actor. And he's like, hey, Ian, we were on set back in February. We had like 80 people, cast and crew on this during this nightclub scene. And he goes, hey, Ian, can I noticed that part of the script. He said, do you mind if I kind of ad lib a little bit? Because I saw something. I said, okay, yeah, let's go for it. So we did a take. Yeah. We did a take with that, and I thought it was better. It was better than I wrote. So I said, okay, let's go with that.
It's actually really cool.
Time, and we did it. Same thing with Bai-Ling.
Bai-Ling. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We had a little disagreement about a scene, but then I was like, this lady has like 40 something years of experience acting, so she knows, which is, I just took my ego. I took my ego out of it. I said, okay, let's try your thing. So we tried it where she walks up to this, she walks up all sexy, sauntering up with some drinks. And I said,
which she can do.
Kind of good, and she's, hey guys, you want these drinks? There's poison drinks. She's trying to poison the good guys. And she said, oh yeah, boys, she's seducing them and stuff. So it worked out. And I said, man, you were right, Bai. I never am afraid to admit when I learn something new that
that's awesome. Yeah,
somebody kind of one up to me. It's like, okay, I learned right there.
Because it's like, sometimes the big actors are kind of afraid to give them too much because they might not want to do it. We're also thinking because but like she actually wanted to. She kind of like, hey, maybe I can do some more. Okay,
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah.
So it add a lot to the scene, and it was kind of cool. Yeah. So
and Bai and I kind of hit it off instantly. Like we just had, she's super creative, and I'm very creative, so we just were like talking back and forth for a while. I was like, okay, we got to make a movie here.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get into the specifics about Emergence 2028, I just wanted to mention, anybody watching on YouTube, on Twitch, please enter your questions. We're taking questions. We can get them up on the screen and have them asked. Join in and let us know if you're watching this later on. You can type them into chat, and I'm sure we can get them off to Ian and Matt as well. But yeah, join in the chat right now. This is live, so you can join in and let us know what your questions are. So I did want to...
Was that you?
Sorry.
No, nothing. Josh was just nothing.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will say though, I've been on another show. I've been on other shows where the director will be like, "Your idea is kind of really stupid." Blah blah. Like Ian's never done that. So
no, I didn't. I wouldn't.
Let me tell you, Ian's awesome to work with. Yeah.
No, I absolutely believe that. I was just wondering, like, not this movie in particular, but like another set, like, or another production that you're working on. Like, hey, I want this. And you're like, I don't know. My name's on
also,
this.
I know the editor just not to even bring that up because the director doesn't like that anyway. Like, I've learned from other shows I worked on. They don't like, they're not gonna like you bringing up stuff like, hey, I want to do this way so I've learned to just chill on that anyway.
Okay.
That's what you should do as an editor, really, anyway.
Yeah, I think it is because I am committed to my vision. So I think it is. It's kind of a balancing act because you don't want to take too much in because then it kind of makes your vision fuzzier. But you kind of choose what you are willing to kind of incorporate and what you
definitely
don't want to. And it has nothing to do with being snobby with anybody. I'm totally
no.
But I'm just saying in general, it's really an artistic and creative thing. I just want to see if that fits. Cool. If not, it has nothing to do with whether I like somebody or not. It's just has to do with my vision, and it fits. Cool.
I mean, as a good editor, you should maybe like say, "Oh, what do we think of this?" Not be like, "No, my idea is way better." Don't do like that. Just like, what do you think? Maybe this. Maybe ask once, but then if it doesn't go, then ask again, and stuff like that. Cool. If you have a really strong thought or something, and so anyways.
I just had a question lined up and it left my head. I apologize.
Sorry.
It'll come back around.
That's fine. We wanted to get back to the Emergence 2028 universe. What are some of the rules that you have in this universe? Like what is, like if you created a sci-fi universe, we don't have transporters, ships don't go faster than light. What are the rules in the universe that you've created here? Because you have the book series which takes place later on, and the movie right now, which is closer to our time. But what are some of the things that make this universe that universe for you?
Well, I only heard about half of that because it kind of
Apologies. What are the rules of your universe? Like, what things are facts in your universe, and what can you can't do? Like, one example would be like in like a Marvel universe, somebody can die and come back. Do you have like hard and fast rules in your universe? Like, there is no life-saving technology. If you get your head shot off, we're not cloning you and bringing you back. That level of
it's not that advanced. Having said that, I do have these kind of some nefarious, some kind of murky biotech mega firms. I call them mega firms in my universe instead of megacorps, but kind of the same these big consortiums of private public consortiums.
We'll just call them Google.
Yeah, it's the band, man. That's it. So yeah, it's just like, so basically it's these part of the storyline has to do with the sinister kind of biotech firm. There's a couple of them, but this main one. And so we're going to kind of go into, we can kind of branch into the horror, like the genetic horror kind of stuff as well. Like Resident Evil, that kind of stuff.
Yes, yeah.
We're into the horror. But so people can get, people are getting augments and stuff like that, but it's just kind of beginning in this world. There's also cybernetics, although it's kind of on a very basic level now. So if people get their a limb blown off or something, they can get a cybernetic replacement. Not so much like eyes and stuff yet. It's still kind of basic, but simple limbs and stuff like that. Simple limbs. And then there's this isn't really. So this is kind of like low. This is lower on the tech spectrum as far as like cyberpunk. Like people are just discovering like anti-gravity. So there's a limited amount of flying cars flying around.
It's
not ubiquitous yet. Like you don't have like Coruscant where there's streams of, ships running around. It's just it's limited to the super wealthy of the elites. So that's pretty much where we're at. Yeah. There's no phasers, of course, obviously, no teleportation.
It's really
there's some basic cloaking devices, so they're getting those on the market for law enforcement and military mainly, and criminals that can afford it. So yeah, it's just I have a whole. I'm so geeky. I made a whole lore document.
That's why I was asking. I
can send you some of it. It's just like there's like 10 pages of stuff where I have like the different districts in this alternate Los Angeles. Like I have these, certain neighborhoods have districts. I have these places called dark wards, which are these restricted zones that surround most of Los Angeles, and they're barricaded off so people can't go into them because they have various hazards and stuff. So yeah, it's
close to that now too. Yeah.
Can I just jump in real quick?